Whoa, where's that at?
Somewhere on the internet.
We will not wear your underwear, but we will.
Yeah, do you know what you're talking
Nope.
about?
That's why I said it.
Okay.
We'll probably wear your underwear.
Is the title not the Houly and Brian show? Do we have a Twitter account? Waffle House. Oh, I like Waffle House. All right. Welcome everybody to another episode
What's
of the Houly and
up?
Brian show. There's Brian.
Oh my god damn. Hey.
We're here recording not live. Myself from Michigan and Brian from California.
California, yes. For now.
We're here for another great episode. Brian, what you drinking today?
Ooh. Well, I am drinking. 'Tis the season to be jolly, Houly, okay?
'Tis the season to be jolly.
To be jolly. We are drinking
Okay.
Anchor's
The Anchor.
Christmas Ale, yes.
That's out now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's their 2018. It is a spiced a spiced special ale is what they call
Nice.
it. Yeah, but it's really good. It's one where I actually have one aging for you.
Okay.
2017 aging for you. It's gonna age
Nice.
a little bit longer,
That's okay.
but I got a couple beers aging for you and a hat and some stuff.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'll send you. That'll be cool. I'll send two of them to you. You'll get the 2018 and then maybe even the 2019 with all three of them. Who knows? We'll see. Side note, guys, I'm really bad at sending Houly beer. He sends me beer and then sometimes I send it to him. But have I ever sent any to you? Oh shit! I don't know if I have.
I don't know. Have you've I know you've brought me hats and stuff like that.
And I brought you beer. I know
Did
I
you
brought
bring
you
beer?
I've definitely brought you beer. Yeah.
You know what? You sent me beer.
I sent you beer.
Maybe
once.
you brought it like a few years ago because you brought like a Modern Times
Yeah.
and you brought that Santa Cruz one with the matched your snowboard, right?
Oh yeah, I did do that. Yeah.
Yep.
But I swear I mailed it one other time. I don't know. Anyways,
Maybe.
Houly and I mail beer. Sometimes it's illegal. Whatever.
It is.
Whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm drinking the same thing I was before, the homemade Merlot.
What do you mean before, Houly? This is a brand new day. I don't even know what you're talking about.
From the before day.
Before day. Okay, yeah.
The before
from the
day.
before day. From Friday.
That's right.
Yeah, from Friday.
From Friday.
I hope.
That we recorded. Yeah, we hope.
We hope. We'll see.
So what's on the docket today, Brian? What do you want to talk about?
All kinds of stuff, man. I got stuff we can talk about.
Okay.
Okay, let's ask some questions. Okay,
Let's
I
ask some
feel like
questions.
there's sometimes where I take over the podcast a lot, and
That's okay.
I know it is, but today I want to give you some chances, and this is kind of an open discussion for both of us. So,
Okay.
I want to ask you, what is your first memory of the movies, and like, what is the first memory that you have where you were like, God, man, like, oh, I love movies because of this memory. I know it's kind of a thinker question.
I don't
But
know.
even if it's okay, I'll go quick. I'll go
Okay.
quick and do a little one. But because this is gonna sound super stupid, but when you sit and think about it, like, it doesn't really matter. Man, I'm saying like a lot. It doesn't matter what
we're working on it, guys.
Yeah,
I say
it doesn't matter. You know, I'm just saying the first experience that you had in the movies where you were sitting there thinking, man, this is cool. So my first
Okay.
experience that I remember was Batman Forever. So what is that, 1997 or whatever it is?
Is that the one with Jim Carrey or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the one with Val Kilmer, Jim Carrey, Nicole Kidman, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yep.
Like, I remember going and seeing that movie. And so to this day, I went to this movie theater in Clare, and I can't even remember what it's called. I feel so bad. But to this day, that is my favorite movie theater because that was where I like went and saw so many movies as a kid and just like absolutely fell in love with it. And it has like the old school marquees, just kind of like the State Street one does in Saginaw there. And just the old school marquees with all the light bulbs and stuff and the bright lights and the neons and everything. and the mesh seats on the inside. Like, I can remember everything. I can remember my feet sticking to the floor like when I went to go see that movie.
Yeah.
And I think it was the first movie that I saw alone. Like just my cousin Adam and I went, and we went and watched it, and it was just super cool. And yeah, that was the first time that I ever fell in love with like cinema. So if you had to think hard about it, what would yours be?
I mean, I remember specific like movies that I remember seeing, be like, that was cool, that was fun. But the first time that I was really like, I think, hooked on a movie or really felt the love of cinema was probably I was at a friend's house, and we watched Star Wars for the first time.
Oh,
And I think that was it, because because Star Wars was old when we were kids,
Oh yeah.
And I remember when
we were real little, it hadn't even been digitally remastered yet.
No, the first time I saw it, it was the original cut, or well, it's been cut like a couple different times, but it hadn't been remastered.
Like I guess it could have been when we were kids. I think the VHS box set just came out. You remember that?
Yeah, so
like
this was before the box set.
Okay, wow, really?
This was before the box set. Because it was like a gold box, I think.
Yeah.
And you put it in, and George Lucas talked for like 10 minutes before each.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you do. Okay. Yeah.
That's part of my love for cinema. I've watched those movies 8 billion times.
Yeah.
And George Lucas like talks about like, oh yeah, I always wanted Dewbacks walking in the background and like or whatever.
He has like the little Star Wars, like all this little Star Wars figurines behind him or whatever while he's sitting there talking about it.
I think he does.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was one of the. So I watched it at my friend's house, and I had never seen it, and I was blown away by it. And I remember talking to my parents about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Star Wars, it's a cool movie." And like, it seemed like almost like the next week is when they announced like the remasters or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I got the VHSs and all that. But yeah, I think that was probably the first time that I was like, "Wow, movies are fucking sweet." So yeah, I think that's what it. Man, I used to be able to recite every single line from all those movies.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Oh yeah. If you guys ever want to not have fun watching a movie, okay, I take that back. We can make it really. Houly and I can make it really awful to watch a movie with, because there's certain movies where we know the lines to all of them. Like
Big Lebowski, they're all getting said. We're talking throughout the entire movie.
You're screwed. Yeah, do not. Do not. Is there a Ralph's around here? Do not.
Is there a
watch
Ralph's
that.
around here?
So certain movies like that, man, you guys just should not watch those with us. But
so speaking of that,
yeah,
have you seen The Room? Like the movie The Room itself?
Okay,
you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like,
is that the one with Brie Larson? I think that's just called Room.
No, the one where James Franco played the so the kind of newer James Franco movie where
I have not.
Have you not heard of this movie at all? The Room?
No, I can't. Maybe, I don't know. Refresh me a little bit.
Well, I haven't seen it either. But I know what it is, but we can't really have this conversation if you don't know what it means, because it's not...
Okay, well, just tell me what it's about, because tell me what you know of it so far.
So The Disaster Artist with James Franco. Okay, that came out recently. So that was I forget his name. Tommy
Wiseau, yeah.
Yeah, so you know a little bit about it. So he made... Wait,
that's not the... Oh, sorry. Yes, I know the movie about The Room. Yes, the movie The Room, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I do, yeah.
So you good now?
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I've seen that movie a handful of times, actually.
Do you like it?
What's up?
Do you enjoy watching it, or do you like it?
Oh, my God. It's... I like what... It's so bad, it's good.
So
it's one of those
movies. That's my thing too, is I've never seen it. And
you can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
You can. That's how I watched it for the first time, was on YouTube.
Well, so people were saying like, oh, it's so bad that it's good, and then it got all sorts of hype after James Franco, did the Disaster Artist and kind of
I'm sure it did. Yeah.
so I was kind of like, oh, I kind of would be interested in seeing this room. Is it really as bad as they sound? And I was reading like some reviews about it, and people were saying like, hey man, like if you missed your chance to see the room, like don't even bother because it's going to be hyped up so much and you're going to have this weird expectation about it and it's not going to live up to the hype. And also, I guess they do like theaters. Like his first time seeing it,
Yes.
he went to a theater and
Yeah.
he didn't realize that like people brought spoons and threw spoons, and he's like, I didn't hear a word anybody said.
Oh,
Or
this
word
dude in the. Oh yeah. No, dude, you
He was
can't.
like,
You can't.
I didn't
Go
know
ahead,
it
go
because everyone was talking and laughing and throwing
This
spoons.
is just
He's
some
like,
dude in the YouTube comments somewhere, right?
No. It was like an article, like a guy.
Okay.
Wrote.
Okay. Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, that dude's dumb as shit for doing that. Yeah.
Going to.
Oh
to,
my god,
like, an
dude!
experience for the first time because they
Dude,
get like
it's like-
rowdy and crazy, right?
It has a cult following. Like you can't.
Yeah.
If you cannot go see it for the first time at a theater because people will be. And I don't even know since the Disaster Artist came out. I'm sure it's even way worse.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it might have even died off a little bit just for the hipster aspect of it. How like
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, now that everyone's listening to it and watching it now, like
Yeah.
yeah, because
These people
It,
were here
um,
before the James Franco.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I've been watching The Room since 2006 or whatever he fucking made it or whatever it was.
2003.
2003, yeah. And so you haven't seen The Disaster Artist either, then, huh?
No, because it was one of those
Okay.
things like, well, I haven't seen The Room, so I probably won't get the Disaster Artist.
Yeah, 100%. So don't go see The Disaster Artist without seeing The Room. You have to.
Okay.
You have to see that. Like so we watched the Room a couple years ago. I want to say we did, and that was the first time I watched it. What it was my buddy was telling me about it. And he's like, dude, we
Okay.
have to watch it. It's so fucking funny. Like it's so bad that it's good. So we watch it and we get it. We just get it off YouTube and AirPlay it onto the Apple TV and stuff. And we're sitting there.
Yeah.
And we watch it, and dude, it's so uncomfortable, and it's
It's just like awkward and
oh, dude, there's so many like I don't want to spoil too much,
Yeah.
but it's bad. It's insanely bad, and yeah, I've heard of like people going to the movie theaters without seeing it for the first time. I can't because everybody is saying every line because there's so many lines that are just so insane, and people have seen it so many times because it's so fucking bad.
But that's like
no.
part of like
Oh yeah,
part of the enjoyment for some of the people is going to
Yeah.
those things and laughing
I'm-
and it's a so if I do watch it, I'll probably watch it on the YouTubes just so I don't have people yelling and screaming and throwing spoons.
yeah. Oh no, because then
Apparently
we
that's
found
a
out.
thing, they throw spoons.
Yeah. So then we found out that James Franco was doing this Disaster Artist. We're like, holy shit, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go ahead and we're gonna watch. We're gonna go see it. So we go and see it in the movie theaters, and about like a half hour in, there's all kinds of people walking out, man. Like all
Really?
kinds of people are leaving. I'm like, well, they obviously haven't seen it because we're dying laughing, and everybody else is just like, no one's like, there's a
They
lot of
didn't
people
get
that
it.
aren't laughing.
Yeah.
They're like, this is terrible. Like, what are people talking about? This dude is gonna win an Oscar for this or whatever, or a Golden Globe or whatever they were saying at that time.
Yeah.
They're like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And there's so many people walking out, and we were laughing even harder at the people that were walking out because it was just so dumb. But
So it's funny because for the Disaster Artist, I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard some people
Yeah.
saying it's great and others saying it's bad. And I'm wondering if the people who are saying it's bad are like the ones who didn't see the room, so they don't get it.
so I'm about halfway on it, okay? And I'm about halfway on it, and here is why.
Like you think it's enjoyable,
I think it's entertaining.
entertaining. Okay.
I think it's entertaining. I think it's entertaining because of the behind the scenes aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people were saying that they're like, oh, James Franco should, he should win an Oscar for this and all this stuff. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense because he's playing a bad actor. It's not hard to play a bad actor. I was like, that's just
be
stupid.
shitty.
Yeah. It's not hard to overact and do all these stupid lines and stuff like that. I was like, it's just really dumb. So yeah, I mean, you need a reference in order for that movie to even be enjoyable. Like you really do, because if you've never seen either movie or anything like that, it's just stupid, man. You will walk out of it like people did, man. It's dumb. I don't like movies that are like that where you need that much of a reference. That's why I like anytime someone does a sequel and you can just kind of pick up from there. You're like, oh, this is a separate movie. Like it has to do with it. There's little things you can get from here and there, but you don't need to see the other movies to do it. So, yeah, when you get a chance, you should definitely at least watch the YouTube movie and then at some point, watch The Disaster Artist. But I'm not telling you to do it this week.
So I was just curious if I don't think you can watch The Room on YouTube anymore.
Oh, I wonder with the explosion of The Disaster
Artist, it probably got so popular that YouTube, because I typed in The Room full movie, and it's the full movie, but it's the audience reaction is all that are popping up. No, because that's
but did you? Well, then. Maybe we didn't watch it on.
Well, you watched it before YouTube. The Disaster Artist, right?
Yeah.
YouTube probably didn't give two shits about that.
No.
They're probably just like.
No, they're like, go ahead, watch it. Yeah,
it's shittiest movie ever. And then now they're like, oh wait, people are probably paying money for this.
Yeah.
So I bet you can. I bet you can buy it from.
There's a lot of interesting premise. Like this guy just wanted to make this movie. This guy, and everyone's like, oh, where are you from? And he's like, I'm from Florida or Georgia or something like that. And they're like. Yeah, man, that accent doesn't sound like it's from the South, but I can't remember where he says he's from or whatever. There's a lot of weird stuff there's a lot of weird questions that people have about the movie, about the guy that still haven't quite been answered yet. People are like, "Oh yeah, he just has all this money to make this movie, and how did he get it?" And he's just like, "Oh no, I just have it." And everyone's like, "Okay." And they made a movie that takes place in San Francisco, but they made it in LA. Dude, it's really fucking weird, man. It is weird. It's crazy, but yeah, I don't know. If you ever get a chance, just check it out, but don't waste too much time on it. Don't waste.
Maybe watch it in bits and pieces.
No, I mean, you got to watch it all in one sitting. It's like I don't know. It's like something that's just painstaking that you just have to just get it out of the way. Like sit down, get it out of the way, and that's it. Don't go back.
Gotcha.
Don't do that. Yeah.
So, anyways, moving on. Did you have more questions?
I mean, I can make I got a couple in my head. If you have some stuff you want to talk about, let's go.
Well, I teased a little bit about the Bosa family the last podcast, so let's talk about the Bosa family.
I'm so glad we talked about that on Friday.
So my dick pick of the week was for future bet, LA Rams versus LA Chargers in the Super Bowl, and I brought up. Insane. It's a good bet. Trust me. Okay. I'm 1-0 right now.
You're 1-1. This is the future. You're 1-1. Go ahead.
So Joey Bosa will be playing for the Chargers again, and he's a really good player. So his younger brother,
was number 2 pick overall, 3,
something
maybe
like that.
6.
He was
no
high.
further than 6. Yeah, no further than 6.
Well, his younger brother, and Joey Bosa, he like withheld from the Chargers. Like his rookie was like, nah, give me a better deal.
Yeah, he was trying to fucking John Elway it, wasn't he?
Yeah. So the Bosa
he was like,
family,
I'm not going there.
The Bosa family is all about their money. And the dad, I think he owns like strip clubs or something. But anyways, so the younger
we got like
brother,
a Tiger Woods dad kind of thing going on.
Maybe
Jackson 5, is that better? Michael Jackson's dad?
No, I wouldn't say Jackson. I think he's just
Jessica Simpson's dad is a weird gay dude that doesn't know he's gay.
It could be.
All right.
I think the dad is just a businessman himself, and like, so he's just like, yeah, we're about money. Like you go get the money, you get the best deal you can. So Ohio State, Joey Bosa's younger brother, Nick Bosa, plays for Ohio State, and he got hurt. And he's a defensive end. And after he got hurt, he was expected to come back, but he was like, nah, next time I get hurt, I'm going to get paid for it. So he's not going back to Ohio State. And he's projected to be the number 1 pick overall.
No.
Number 1 pick. He's currently.
What did he injure? What game? Do you know what game or no?
I don't. I fucking hate Ohio State.
Yeah, me too. Early in the
he injured
season?
a core muscle in the third quarter of a 40-28 win over TCU September 8th.
A core muscle
Yeah.
in the second game of the season? First game of the season.
TCU was second or third, I think.
September 8th, it wasn't any more than the
September
second.
15th.
September 15th? I think that was the second game of the season.
Let's find out. But
Injured
anyway,
a core muscle?
OSU schedule. Yeah. So he had surgery on the 20th September and since recovering, has not been cleared to team activities against Purdue. This was a while ago. But they were hoping that he would come back, but he's like announced like, yeah, I'm not going to come back. I'm going to go get ready for the draft. How do you feel about that? It was the third game. They played Oregon State, destroyed them. Rutgers, destroyed them. Then TCU.
They played a conference game the second game of the season?
They did. I thought that was weird too. I thought that was weird too. Well, they were probably like, it's Rutgers. Like, they're whatever.
Not. They just got added like 2 years ago.
And they're not good.
Yeah. I want to talk about little brother.
Right. So, but how do you feel about that? About him saying, you know what, next time I get hurt, I'm going to get paid for it.
Here's the thing is I don't know how to feel about it yet. And I'm sure a lot of people don't know how to feel about it yet just because with how people are handling football nowadays and how, hell, man, in 10 years, who even knows if that's even going to be a sport anymore, to be honest.
No idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a total honest thing that we could say. If you would have said that in the 70s, people would have been like, you're fucking crazy. What are you talking about?
No, I can see that for sure.
Yeah. But with like,
I hope not because I like football. But.
Well, I know. Yeah, me too. Like, go do that for my.
But you're thinking like the parents of kids right now that are like, you're not playing football. Like.
I mean, yeah, and it's just going to become more apparent all the time because, dude, it's. Do you know what the number one? I want you to guess what the number one concussion sport is in high school.
Is it football?
No.
Wrestling?
Nope.
Not hockey.
Nope. I'll give you one more guess, then I'll
one more guess. Lacrosse?
Nope. But lacrosse is up there. So I think lacrosse is second. Football is first. Football is third.
Behind lacrosse, okay.
And women's soccer is first.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So I think it's just a matter of time before we're like, hey, what are we doing? And why are we doing this,
So why are the women so aggressive?
They're just going for head stuff, and they're just they just have a higher amount of injuries because I think, and God, I don't want people to think we're like sexist or anything like that, but I think it's because that like guys get to take out their aggression and testosterone all the time, but I think women get a chance to do it, and they're on a soccer field and they're going for headers and stuff like that, and like women are super powerful minded people, so they're just. When they're going after those headers and stuff like that, they're just like, I'm crazy.
Just going after it?
Yeah, so, it's I knew that soccer was high up there for men, but I just heard a stat the other day that women's, and you guys can check us on these stats, I don't give a shit, but like women's soccer is one of the highest, it is the highest like in high school for concussions like that have a problem. Yeah. So. It's just wild, man. It's just a matter of time before people realize that CTE and like once we really start, because we're only like what 5-6 years into
like the research and all that.
Yeah, for CTE and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
And it's
100% positive I have it.
the
100%
UFC
positive.
CTE
I would bet everything on it. You can get it from get it from being in the car, like in a car accident. I remember Houly one time when I was going over to your place,
Yep.
and I jumped out of your car or something like that
Okay.
into the Donahay's yard.
The Donahay's yard.
Yeah, Justin Donahay. Didn't they live across the street?
No, that was Chris.
Chris. Yeah, Chris. Okay, so I jumped into your neighbor across the street's yard,
Yeah.
out of your car, and when I jumped out, I was facing the opposite direction of what I was going.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry for laughing.
No, because I was laughing too at the time. But I
Yeah.
remember slamming because my feet
I
hit
don't
the ground and just
remember
went,
this.
whoa. You don't remember that happening? It wasn't anything. I mean, we did a lot.
We
of
did
stupid
well.
stuff.
That's the thing. It's not that it wasn't.
Yeah.
It just the thing. I don't remember that happening. I'm not surprised that
No.
that happened.
No, man. And there were times where I hit my head snowboarding. There were times
Yeah.
where all kinds of stuff, man. Like, yeah, when I was a baby, none of you guys at home laugh at this. When I was a baby, you can laugh at it, Houly. When I was a
Sorry,
baby,
you can't tell me not to laugh and expect me not to laugh.
when I was a baby, my dad was like throwing me up and
Yeah.
like dropped me in the bathtub, and I hit my head in the bathtub and was out for like a couple minutes or whatever. So
Oh wow. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I don't tell that story too often. We're getting a little depressing. But we'll get back on the tracks. But all I'm saying is like people who have been in like car crashes and hit their heads,
Yeah.
slightly. And dude, I can't even tell you how many times I've hit my head on stupid stuff or done dumb stuff. Like I fell at my house like that I lived in Saginaw.
Mhm.
I fell off the ladder in a garage and hit my head on the cement super hard. And like, dude, it's the littlest thing that can set it off that can like screw you up
Yeah.
for life. And between football, like you remember we used to get like what they called ringers in football,
Get your
or
bell
your bell
rung.
rung or whatever
Yeah.
it was. Yeah. We used to get that happen all the time. That's just in grade school. Okay, we had it happen in high school. Like we had it happen
Yeah.
everywhere, man.
And I feel
You
like
know?
when we were playing, too, if you weren't like if your bone wasn't going through your arm, you were a big old puss bag if you weren't out
Oh,
there.
big time, man. Big time. Yeah.
Because I remember I got
I think our like generation, our group of people in that like late or mid to late 2000s there in the
Yeah.
beginning. I think that was it, man. I think that's where like
that's like the last of it or the
yeah, and that wasn't even bad. Like we're talking about
No.
when our dads were kids, or even like a lot of people our age's older brothers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking like it was way worse. But ours was like the last where people were like, yeah, we'll let it slide. He's fine. He's seeing
Yeah.
double. He's staggering all over the place. Like he'll
that
be
used to
all right.
happen to me all the time when I played.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Rub some dirt in it, kid. Like that kind of stuff.
But I remember I got 2 injuries in high school freshman year. One I just like I don't know if it was like right before, because you had to condition. It was just helmet and it was just all running for like 3 days or something like that before
Just helmet, no shirt, no pants, no jock strap, just balls hanging out.
That's right. No, you weren't like all you had was a helmet, and it
Yeah.
was just like it was before you got your pads and all that.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I stressed something out, but I woke up one day and like my neck like would not move. Like I could not
Yeah.
move my neck, and it hurt super bad. And it just happened to be like the day that we got our pads. So I couldn't wear my pads because I couldn't move my neck. And I remember like that's like the worst time to get an injury, because everyone was like, "Oh, you're just a pussy. You don't want to put the pads on and hit."
We haven't even done anything yet. Oh,
You're faking.
Yeah.
So I had that injury, and then I remember we were scrimmaging against the JV team, and I was playing linebacker, and I went for a tackle on a running back, and I popped my shoulder out,
Yeah.
and so I kind of like just kind of popped it back in. But that was another thing. It was like, all right, well, I'll be a big old pussy again if I set this one out. So I guess I got to play with a fucked up shoulder, and my shoulder's
Yeah,
been
no, 100%.
kind of fucked up since. But
Yeah.
so
See,
yeah,
now here we are.
it's been crazy. I mean, it feels fine now, but
Yeah. No, but like I've already signed up to have my brain donated to science and stuff like that for
Really?
them to go like, oh yeah, dude.
because they can't check it until you're dead, right?
Yeah. Okay, so they like there's a study that came out last year that they checked out 140 140 brains of kids that had like passed away that had played football last year,
Yeah.
like and just up to high school,
Mm-hmm.
and like 138 of them had CTE.
Oh wow.
So yeah, if that just tells you like how crazy it is and how severe it is, yeah. So I don't see football being a long term thing. I mean, you're seeing guys now that are coming out and they're retiring after their rookie season at the NFL. They're like, yeah, I made a couple $1 million. Now I'm ready to be done.
There was a player who retired during halftime this year.
That was my favorite. I heard that and I was like, God, I've never heard that about any
What was
sport
it?
ever.
Like a linebacker or something for the Bills. I think it was for the Bills, and he was just like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah.
In the middle of the game, he's like, nah, I'm done. Yeah, fuck
I was like,
it.
fuck this, dude. It's game over, man.
Yeah.
We are all set.
He's like, our team sucks. Like, I'm getting hurt.
Honestly,
good luck, guys.
When you're hearing these stories about all this stuff, like,
Yeah.
what do you think? But at the same time, there have been a lot of those guys that have been interviewed. I heard this in a podcast the other day. There have been a lot of these guys that have been interviewed, and they're like, hey, man, like, with all these things coming out, all these studies coming out about you guys, like, at some point in your life, this is going to be terrible. You're just going to be living, and it's just going to be, it's going to get really bad at one point.
Yeah.
And all these guys are like, hell yeah, baby. I'm making so much money right now. I don't give a shit. Like, this lifestyle's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah. We'll get off the depressing topic now, but I'm just saying, yeah, like we went there, and I think, yeah, I would advise a lot of people to do it. That at least, like if you ever played college ball or something like that, you should definitely, like, what does it matter, man? You don't need to take your brain to the grave with you or anything like that. Have it tested, dude. Yeah. So, but that's what I think about that.
Yeah, I'll donate my brain to you if I die. You can have it.
Oh, cool.
Keep it on
in a
your
jar above my bed.
Just put it in a jar and nail it to the wall. That's right. I said
Yeah,
nail a jar to the wall.
You can do that. You can do that.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh man.
When I got when I got my tonsils out, so I got my tonsils removed, and then they put you under. Then I woke up. The first thing I said to the doctor was, like, "Hey, can I keep those tonsils?" And he was like, "What? No, like, we don't have them anymore. We got rid of them already." He's like, "Don't you want to know? Like, you're alive. Congrats. I did a good job."
No,
I was like,
we have like a garbage disposal thing for him.
You fucking threw them out, dude. I wanted those. So yeah, they don't keep those.
What episode of like Rugrats or whatever did you watch that made you think that you could take those out, or Pete and Pete or whatever it was that you watched?
I don't know if I was. I think I was just.
Yeah, that's right, people. I said Pete and Pete.
Wait, didn't Pete and Pete? Didn't one of them have a body part? Or
that's
something?
what I mean.
Well, the mom had a plate in her head, right?
Yeah, the mom had a plate in her head. To you very young people that are listening to this and have no idea what we're talking about, Pete and Pete was a amazing show on Nickelodeon way back in the day. And if you didn't know about Petunia,
she could
the
dance.
tattoo, she could dance.
The two things that I remember the most about Pete and Pete, and I don't know why these are the ones that stick out in my head, but there's an episode where they do a staring competition, like a no blinking. Yeah. And then there's an episode with the bus driver. And he's sitting at a red light, and there's no one coming the other way, but he doesn't want to run the red light, and like something will happen where he'll be like, "Oh, I gotta run back to the bus real quick," and then like as he's back there, it turns green, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And it turns red again. Like it's just.
I don't remember that one.
I don't know why I remember that episode. It's so stupid, but it just so funny. And I think one of them was like it turned green, but there was like an old lady with like a stroller like walking across the street, so he couldn't go because he'd run her over. And I think he like ran out and like helped her real quick, but by the time we got in, it turned red again.
I remember something a little bit about that. And then there's an episode about them like they do this like driver's training, but it's in like this video game simulation thing. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that one. That sounds a lot cooler than.
It wasn't. The other one sounds a lot cooler. What are you talking about?
If I ever get like super tatted up, like all sleeves, and I do like big chest piece, I'll get a Petunia tattoo maybe.
How is that back in Michigan now?
How's what?
Because the whole tattoo thing.
I mean, there's
'Cause
a
I
lot of
left-
people that have them.
Yeah, I left like almost 7 years ago now, and I just didn't know because it seems like it's even more universal out here. It's been more universal
Yeah.
than I think people are just like, yeah, we don't give a shit, man. It's
One
ink on your body.
one of my customers is an elementary school teacher. He's got gauges in his ears and he's got sleeves, and
Okay,
he teaches,
yeah.
and no one cares.
Yeah, people. I just don't think people.
He would not have been hired like 20 years ago.
No,
Yeah.
and then like 20 years from now, we're gonna have like a president with full sleeves and stuff, and he's just gonna
Right.
be like, hey, we're good.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it
you
doesn't
be
matter.
you.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you be
I
you.
asked him and I was like, so do you wear like long sleeves, or and he's like, nah, I just wear a normal shirt. I was
That's
like,
dope.
that's awesome. Like I'm
Yeah.
glad that people are like accepting of that now.
Well, because that was always our thing that we always talked about is that I was like, oh yeah, if I ever get I want to get like a 3/4 sleeve so that I can wear like a long sleeve T-shirt or something like that
Yeah.
and still be able to hide it. But I
Not a
remember that
huge
was
deal
always
now.
yeah, it's not yeah.
I remember the one argument for like girls getting tattoos were like oh, you're gonna get a tattoo, like how's that gonna look in your wedding dress? Probably pretty
gonna
fucking
look
awesome.
It's gonna look great. Look at Aaron DeVries' wife. Hi, Aaron. Yeah, we're shouting out to you.
Who?
Aaron DeVries.
Aaron DeVries.
You don't know who that dude is? All right, I thought you would have known who he is.
Maybe
He was in he was in
Aaron
that band with Trent Elliott. Man, now I'm naming stuff that none of these people know.
Is
what I'm
that
talking about.
Wolves and Machine?
Yeah, Wolves and Machines. He's the blonde dude in Wolves and Machines.
Do I know? Maybe. I apologize if I know you.
All right,
I'm sorry.
Aaron's cool. I hope you know what this is gonna be a test. Aaron, if you're listening to this, shoot us a message.
At the Houly and Brian show, I
At the Houly
apologize
and Brian
if
show,
I've
yeah.
met you. I've met a lot of people and I've had a lot of beers.
But anyways, his wife is super beautiful, and she has tats like all on her like left shoulder and stuff like that. Wow, that's
Yeah.
creepy. I'm just naming where they are. It's really weird. But he posted a picture about her the other day. It was like her birthday or something like
Yeah.
that. And I saw that in her wedding dress. And I was like, she looks amazing. Like it just doesn't matter anymore, man. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The other argument that I like, well, I think it's funny is, well, how's it gonna look when you're older? Probably old and wrinkly, just like the rest of my body.
Yeah.
Old, wrinkly,
not
and
gonna-
shitty, just like everything else.
Yeah. Have you ever seen old people? They don't give a fuck
No,
about
and I
anything,
wouldn't either.
dude.
Because be like,
No,
hey,
I would- yeah.
look at my old wrinkly arm
Yeah.
with the sleeve tattoos. You want to see my
Yeah.
other arm? It's also old and wrinkly and fucking ugly. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Look at Mickey Mouse. He looks really long and sad. I'll never get it removed.
I don't want you to.
I will never get it.
That'd be a
removed.
slap in the face. I'd be like, dude, that's $90. You got to give me $90.
Dude. It was only 50.
It was 90.
I thought it was 50.
I talked him down from 100 to a 90. Or something. Or I think he wanted 150, and I talked him down to 90.
I thought he wanted 100, and you talked him down to 50.
I'm pretty sure it was 90.
For those of you
Regar-
who aren't listening, you know what? We're gonna do a poll. We're gonna hit up our friend Lindsay Ostin, and we're gonna find out because she was there. We'll see how much it was.
Was she there?
Yeah, her and Zach Raymer.
Yeah.
Google all these people and tell them that we're talking about them.
Yeah,
That's what
I
it
thought
says.
it was 90, but regardless, I talked him down from 100. And then I had to go to the store and break 100 because I told him I didn't have 100, and I didn't.
For those of
wanna
you
pay
who are
100.
like, what are they talking about? This one time, Houly and I were working at a summer camp, and we went to this tattoo parlor because I was getting my shoulders done up. And Houly saw this. Well, I
You
saw
saw
this.
the Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, I saw.
And he
I
was-
saw this Mickey Mouse in
If
a
you're
book.
watching
and I was
on
like,
video, I've got my hand up like that, like I'm holding a tray almost.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna go into that much detail about it.
Oh, we don't have to. We don't have to.
I don't want
We
to go
can-
in that much detail. I got
We
like
can
some
live
cousins
beats and
that listen to this.
bits and pieces.
Yeah, we'll
through-
do bits and pieces. Anyways,
That's
there
all you
was
get.
we're gonna do that right there. So there was a tattoo. I was doing that, and I said, "Man, wouldn't it be funny if I got that?"
Oh,
in a
we're doing
really
the
cool
whole
spot?
thing then. No bits and pieces.
I don't know. I gave up back. I have a tattoo in a weird spot. And that's all we're going to say, but I'm never getting rid of it. I thought about it the other day. I looked at it, and I was like, man, I wonder if ever in my life I'm ever going to get that lasered off. And then I thought for another second, and I go, don't you ever think that ever again. That was the stupidest thing. It's fine. It was fine.
Funny.
So, guys, I think that's where we're going to end it this week.
Yeah, man. So thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Let us know on Instagram at the Houly and Brian Show what you thought. Share with your friends. Like, subscribe.
Tell us how much you hated it,
Rick and
how much
Martin.
you loved it.
Did we
Rick and Martin.
did we talk about Snickers in this podcast?
Oh, we didn't. We didn't.
Snickers.
Yeah, you guys.
Let's get some money, baby.
Please.
I'm like the Bosas. I'm all about that money.
Yeah.
That's not true. But
I had a bunch of Reese's
but I
today,
would.
but I really want some Snickers though.
I had peanut M&Ms today.
Do they make a white chocolate Snickers?
A white chocolate Snickers?
Yeah,
On
I've
it.
been finding out recently that that's my thing. There you go. Yeah, we'll go to the interwebs on this. Snickers, while he's looking that up, listen. We had a lot of laughs here tonight, Snickers, but what we really don't like to laugh about and joke about is that we need money to make this podcast keep going, and you guys are our prime examples. Give us some Joe Pesci Snickers money.
They do. They do have a white chocolate Snickers. It looks like you can get them on Amazon.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me, folks.
Snickers white. Limited edition. I don't know how old these are. Because they say limited edition.
Mm.
So this is on
1997.
Amazon. There's 6 of them. It's a pack of 6 for $23.
Oh.
They came out in 2016, it looks like.
Okay. All right.
So they might be a little old.
Well, Snickers, worst case scenario, just go ahead. Just send us some Snickers stuff.
I really want a white Snickers now. It looks really good. Dude. Oh, this one's only $11 on eBay.
There was a Reese's Ghost. It's $11 for one candy bar.
It's a pack of 6 plus $8 shipping.
Okay.
So $19.
Okay. Yeah, that seems worth it. Or Snickers could just send us one, and that would be cool.
That's
too.
right. That's right.
All right, we're done talking about Snickers stuff. I think we did some pretty good stuff here.
Yes, sir.
Snickers hashtag.
All right.
Snickers. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
The two of you that have watched this, it's been amazing. I want to give a shout out real quick to the Movie Nerds podcast. If you guys haven't checked those guys out, those guys are awesome. They always support us really well, and they have some super cool podcasts. It's our buddy Mike and his wife.
They'll be on the
buddies.
podcast sometime soon.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, so we'll have Mike and Amber on here one of these days soon, and couldn't love those guys more, and yeah, they support the hell out of us. So when you guys get a chance, we will leave it, like where to find them, in our Instagram and on the YouTube thing to go check them out. And thank you guys so much.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.